Test, test. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Man, Macintosh is not good for streaming. This is actually one of the reasons I was not going to stream this. I was hoping somebody else would do it. But I was like, well, no one is. I guess I'll try, but I'm going to have really bad problems here. All right, so let's continue. So your first two pickups are support. You have your support players. What are you going to do after that?
Well, after that, I went for my carry for the tri-lane once again, and I got Lanius because, like I said before, he plays aggressive heroes, and I think I'm going to play aggressively, and he's got a good number of games under his belt, basically, and so I think, I want to get a strong tri-lane and then win the lanes and win the game from there.
Mm-hmm. And how about Space Dindy?
I picked the offlaners last because I don't know. I feel like you can sort of mold the offlaner into whatever strategy you're doing. And Space Dendy, I guess it's really just the same thing. Like he's got good heroes, like he's got Timbersaw, which is a good aggressive hero and a good laning hero. And I draft to win lanes and play aggressive, and then go and push in the mid game.
So are
And
you a
so
firm believer that you have to win lane in order to win game?
I think it's the easiest way if you're in a pub because not many pubs have the coordination to, play from behind and smoke gank and try to get back in the game. So if you can win the lanes in a pub or in a not really competitive environment, then you'll be able to go on and snowball and win the game from there.
Mm-hmm. And how about the adventure? Why did you pick this player? It looks like a solo mid, Rana Storm Spirit. Pudge.
Well, yeah, I plan on doing a lot of aggressive tri-lanes, so I'm going to have my off laner in the safe lane, which means I can be a lot more lenient on the picks I have. And so even if he's like someone who plays Storm Spirit, I can still draft him and give him like the safe lane, and he'll be relatively protected and be able to get farm and be effective.
Okay.
In that way.
And how about the Aeon? Why did you choose this guy?
I actually didn't have him on my list, but all my other support picks were drafted, so I kind of just tabbed through all the remaining supports and saw that he plays a lot of good heroes, like Nyx, Rubik is another one, Venomancer, Alchemist, Crystal Maiden, and I figure I want 3 support heroes, so that way if one can't play in a match or something, I can swap in one more and I won't have to, scramble to find a support player.
Mm-hmm. And then the last pickup, what is drugs?
This guy, he was actually high on most of the carries, and I'm surprised he didn't get picked earlier because he's got a lot of games played, and he's also really, his top played heroes are mostly carries, which is really good because for a lot of the other people, they'd be a support player, but then their top played heroes would be like mids or offlaners, and then they'd have few support games. So what is drugs? He had a lot of strong carry heroes as his top played, like Lifestealer and Weaver, and so I figure that he'd be good in the tri-lane because he can play aggressive heroes well and fit in with my strategies and tactics.
Cool. So, outside of what you just said, you're going to run, these, you're going to put the off lane in the safe lane and run tri-safe lane. Any other strats that you're kind of thinking about how to go about, win these games?
Not really. I guess there are a couple of heroes I like to pick a lot, and Batten is one of them, and then Viper is the other one, because I feel like they dominate pubs since they're so good at winning lanes and stuff. So I guess that's the only really. I don't have any other specific strategies.
Now, the other question I have that I've been asking a lot of captains is regarding practices. How are you going to do your practice? Are you going to do a lot of scrims, or are you going to do more of pub games with a 6th person as a coach and play through that way?
I'll probably try to do scrims, but schedules can, mess up that. So if not, I'll either just go play pubs or maybe do 3v3 lane practice within the team to get our lanes to the best they can be.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, good luck this season.
All right, thanks.
Jacobo, how are you?
Hi.
Do you even care
Oh,
about this?
huh? I just want the interview.
Oh, okay. Go. Start breaking it down. No, who'd you
All right.
who'd you fill in for?
Trektus.
Okay.
And so I think so his first round pick got drafted off the sheet. His second round pick was it Remorse, I think?
No. First round pick was Jay. Second round pick, I have no idea. They're Chinese characters, it looks like.
Oh yeah, that's Remorse. Okay, so
Oh, okay.
then since he picked Remorse since so Remorse wait, was it? Jay picked Remorse and then so then Remorse picked TNT because it was like on Trektus's sheet, I think, like the sheet all the cabins had to turn in. He wanted TNT, I think.
Okay.
So he picked TNT third, and then he picked me fourth. So then he told me since I was online to draft for Trektus.
Okay, so you went in and there's four people already. You're the fourth, and you're like draft the last three.
Yeah, and Remorse is like he's like I think we need supports or something. So just if you can draft supports.
Okay, so are those the last three or the last two picks? Because you actually said CSL Garniff. You wanted your.
Actually, I think on the sheet none of them are support, ironically. Yeah. So I don't know. So what I like yeah, we'll figure something out, I guess. Maybe Trektus will play support, who knows. Okay, wait, who was my fifth round pick? I don't remember. Oh, Shanana. I think he was on. Okay, I remember his name somewhere from season two, and I think he was on a really good team. And so I just opened like as many Dota books as I could and quickly tried to find like some reason to close them. So like I closed them and like he was like one of them. Like, oh, this name sounds familiar, so I picked him because I was in a rush at that point. And okay, so that's not for Shanana. Okay, and then I actually wanted to pick my roommate, but he got picked two picks before me. Yeah, I couldn't choose him, so I was like, so then I had like three Dota buffs left open, and I'm like, oh, so Kubere is actually another one of my friends in real life, but I really didn't want to pick him. I wanted to play like I have four friends in EST-Sat. I really wanted to play against them, but I'm like, I looked at like these three Dota, I'm like, I think he might be the best option, so I picked him. And so I then so after every pick I like closed all the like Dota buffs. I refreshed the player list and just like open Dota buffs again, try to close them out the ones I didn't want. And then so I had three left, and so I couldn't decide. I asked Remorse when he came. I'm like, hey, who do you want to pick since you're on this team too? He's like, he looked through on he said, I think I want either King Raptor or Garnet. So I'm like, well, one of us has to decide. And so we end up asking your Twitch chat, and I asked the RD20 Guild chat. And the final vote came down to picking CSL Garnet, so we picked him. Oh, thanks a lot.